Hey guys, welcome back to NBA 2K Shoots for another tutorial. Today we'll talk about how to run Flow Freelance. This set is one of the best or probably the best freelance set if you want to shoot the lights out from 3. From recent years till now, 3-point shooting dominates the game, so why not take advantage of it, right? So if you have a My Team or My League team which has a lot of shooters, this one is really good for you. So in this video, I'll just quickly run through the basics of freelance, then I'll show you guys some options on this set, like around 12 to 15 plays, just to show you how effective this set is. And while doing that, I'll give some quick tips on how to execute these plays, so now let's check it out. For those who don't know, Freelance Set is just like a traditional playbook, but the main difference is you don't need to manually select each play. It just automatically calls the play as soon as you reach a certain point on the half-court set. So let's say after you cross the half-court, you go at the middle, it will call a certain play. And if you go to the sides, it will call another play. Now for the settings, these are the settings you need to check. We go to Game Plan and Offensive Settings. To put your desired set, you need to change one of these slots here. But this time we don't need to because Flow is there at default. Then if you want to have a quick brief of that set, it'll be here. So for Flow, positives will be plenty of options for guards but not a lot of interior scoring opportunity for the negatives. But we can still work it out, like we can do some 2-point plays which I'll show you later. At the bottom, you can see on what type of setup they fit. So this one is good for Dame and CJ, which are elite shooters, so it's a good sign. Going back to the settings, just copy the bottom two, but it's still personal preference. I want it dynamic and do not repeat so online opponent won't track it. Visual settings, just copy all these. Now let's go to the real thing. To call it, press right on your D-pad, then L1, then triangle. Go to your spot and it will call a play. Some quick tips before we proceed to the options. If you want to pass, make sure you pass it around this point because if you pass it too early, it will break the play. Another one, while waiting for things to happen, try to back down to protect the ball, but if you're too good, you can pull some dribble moves just to distract your opponent. And for the last quick tip, if the opportunity presents itself, even if it's not part of the original play, take it. It will add to the confusions of your opponent. He'll think that that's one of your sets. Now let's go to the options. We start with sets from the middle. First one is from the first pass. Next play, which I really like, we pass it to Clay. We hand off to Curry. Screen from Stein. Then a lob pass. You can even pass it to D'Lo here. Next one, almost the same play as the previous one, but instead of a lob, we pass it to Clay. Next play, we pass it to Clay. I got a quick tip here. You can back down to cover more ground, so you can act like a screen here, just like this one. Then we pass it back to Curry for an open 3. Next play, we pass it to Curry. This time we don't pass it to D'Lo, we pass it to Clay instead. Let's wait for Curry, then we pass it to him for the 3. Next one, this time we don't pass to Clay, but we use his screen instead. Then we pass to Curry for the corner 3. Next play, we use Curry's screen. This time we don't pass it to Clay, but we pass it to Curry instead, to the other side. This one, almost the same as the previous one, but instead of shooting, we take Stein's screen for a little jump shot. Now let's see some other options when we set it up from the sides. First one, we wait for Clay to pop out from that screen for an open 3. Next play, we wait for Curry from the double screen for a 3. Next one, we wait for the pick and pass it to Stein for the pick and roll. Remember I told you that if there's an opportunity to score in some other way, even if it's not part of the play, take it? I'll show you some of those. First one, Clay was supposed to pop out here, but I see Tucker not paying attention, so I just pass it to Clay straight away. Next one, I passed to Curry. Normally green will set a pick here for D-Lo, but they doubled, leaving the paint open, so green rolled, then I passed it to him. So those are just some of the options. You can just play around with it just to check some other options. So that's it for this tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like the video, please click that like button and don't forget to drop by the channel for some other tutorials. And please subscribe to tune in for upcoming videos, and happy gaming guys!